Hello, beautiful, magical, divine one. Okay, so the lighting isn't great today because it's early, and this is me kind of not just out of bed because me and my little one have been awake for a while, but this is the first time that I could come and record. That being said, please know that recordings, there may be a day or so where there isn't a video. It's holiday time, and I spend more time with my daughter than I do anywhere else during that time. So we will see how that flows. Okay, all I know, and it's like I feel this so strongly, like you're done being dragged around, and this may be literal for some of you. Maybe I like, because I am seeing like a hand being held and like someone kind of being led somewhere they don't want to go. Hey guys, here's Chiro again. It's really, I don't know why I'm surprised, but every time, triple one, I sit down to record for this collective, he appears. So just another beautiful synchronistic event telling me that now is the time to record. Okay, so like I said, for some of you, I'm seeing that like you're literally allowing somebody to take you into places, into rooms, into spaces that you don't want to go, and you're just not saying no. And for others, it's more of a like almost like an 144, an unconscious thing. Like, I'm not saying that this is addiction at all. It could be for some of you, but I don't really get that feeling. But I'm going to use it as an analogy because it really explains the power that something can have over us, or that we can give. Like, we give our power away to something. We believe that we need it. We believe that we have all these beliefs about the thing, right? That we physically need it for this, for that. Like that's addiction. And we can sort of become addicted to things that make us feel safe, or seemingly safe, or things that allow us to feel more comfortable, but actually it's the opposite. We're really giving our power away there, and it's kind of like we're being dragged by that frequency. Like we're not really going in our own frequency. Does that make sense? Because this is what I'm seeing. Okay, it's either gonna land or it isn't. And I'm gonna have a sip of tea, friends, because it's still quite early morning for me. Okay, so I'm being told to take the cards out. And as I said that, I just felt this surge. And maybe it's because these cards have violet, but I felt this like this surge of like this violet. No, it wasn't violet. It was it was a violet, purple flame, like coming not from the heart, coming from the gut, like your sixth sense, your intuition. I don't know, there's something with the violet flame, violet light. I feel like something has truly, it's not so, like, I hate, really, my human needs to find another word for healed, but I feel like it comes through in this way because it's still a word that resonates with many of you. But from where I am, there's nothing to heal. You're perfect. You've never been unhealed. There's never been anything to fix. You've always been perfect. Everything has always been perfect. 0404. But you put on a whole bunch of armor and clothes and personalities so that you would feel safe in the world. And yes, you experienced some stuff that you were meant to experience so that you would have the beauty, it's like your alchemy is ineffable. Okay, there are no words, because what you experienced, nobody else experienced. Okay, the fact that you're still here, standing, 444, breathing, being, is a testament to your power, your magic, your purpose. Because I can tell you that and this isn't coming from me, this is source, and I feel my entire body going, that like, it's kind of like, and I'm not a Star, is it Star Wars or Star Trek? It's Star Wars. I've tried to watch them. It's not that I don't like them, I just could never really get into them. But Luke Skywalker, like, there's only one you, and like all that he experienced, I don't know, like I think things go a bit south at the end where he, anyway, but like that's not you. Like, forgive my human, like I don't know the whole story, but at one point in time, if I recall, he's really good, he's on this journey, he's like becoming a Jedi or whatever. And if my human recalls somewhere, there's knowledge that like right at the end he actually like goes to the dark side. Okay, but this is the thing, you don't, like every other person would, but not you, because you're so special. Your lineage, your history, your like previous life alchemy made it so. And seriously, friends, your angels, your guides, because I feel like I'm speaking to a bunch of people, a collective who, and it's coming, I'm hearing a bunch who have maybe tried to like, or considered checking out a bunch of times. Okay, like that's how intense your past was. And wherever you're still giving your power away, that's what the message is about today. Okay, that's all I'm hearing, that's all I know, and let's ground ourselves in this beautiful magical now with our breath, shall we? Okay, breathing in through the nose to the heart space. I just realized, friends, that I did not put my mic on. So I'm gonna pause or stop or whatever, and be right back. Okay, so if you're still here, then this message is definitely for you. What I was hearing when I was quickly getting the mic and plugging everything in is that this is an activation, and it's not for the thick-skinned. I feel like the thick skin is really speaking like of the armor that would still be required to be shed. So whomever you are, I'm laughing because there's the kitty cat peekabooing through the window again. Whomever you are, you have really stripped away most of your ego identity. You are like a holder of the light, okay? And I'm seeing, what am I seeing? I'm seeing somebody place down their sword, but into their crown. Like the title, the role, the whatever that came with wearing this crown, is like maybe what they had to fight. I feel like this is really symbolic, and it can be unpacked a lot of ways, because in some ways I'm feeling like you've realized that trying to wear this crown, the amount of energy and effort it takes is just too much, right? Like you're having to defend it. And for others, it's like you've put down the ideas that you have to pretend to be it. But there's a surrender. There's like a surrender to like the non-identity. Okay, so breathing together if you're able. Okay, Chiro just picked a card for you guys. He's running around on my decks. The catalyst, radical changes, taking control. That's really what I feel here. Like with this energy where I feel like you're being dragged or allowing something to take you somewhere. You're like, no, radical changes, taking control. Okay, so let's breathe together, shall we? Closing your eyes if you're able to, just giving yourself permission to come into the body, into the here now. Breathing through your nose to your heart space, acknowledging your light, your magic, your truth, your divinity. And then with each and every exhale, surrendering to the perfection of you and your now exactly as it is. Breathing at your own pace, just breathing into that heart space. And with each exhale, softening and surrendering. Okay, one more. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, bottom energy, 7 of Wands. I love this. I love the energy I feel here. The Wands is like you have to defend something, you have to hold the pose, right? The 7 of Wands is very much what I call the hold the pose card, 333, because in the 6 of Wands, there is an action that is taken. Like you go on stage, you speak a creation, there's something that is shared, there's something that is gifted into the world. You, your truth, your light, your magic, right? You, in the 6 of Wands, you choose to gift yourself into the world. In the 7 of Wands, you get to like honor that gift by trusting that it is all enough, right? Not doubting. Here, she's holding this teeny tiny wand, which to me really is looking like a magic wand. And I don't see it as like a defensive, right? Many of the 7 of Wands, she's holding up the wand and she's defending herself, which is really not the energy that you're meant to be in, or you can be in it, but it's not the frequency that is going to allow the gift of you to be like well received. The energy is, you've shifted the energy. Here, she's holding her wand and she's just trusting that that is enough to like, not so much move the wands, right? Like she's a magician. She's creating. She knows that how she is, the frequency that she is sitting in post creation is going to determine, oh, I love this reading for you. I'm just looking at some of the other cards, is going to determine what these ones do, right? Whether they become magical too, or whether they come flying at her with, what was that? You know, who are you? What are you? What's wrong with you? You're crazy. That kind of nonsense. And it's really, she's also holding a flower, a red, well, I'm going to say a red rose. But, I mean, this is a black and white deck, but I'm seeing red. I'm seeing a rose of like passion. Oh, I love this. You know, like when actors go on a stage or whatever, at the end, 555, there's like an encore and people often throw flowers and roses and stuff, right? She doesn't need them. She doesn't need anybody to give her the rose, the bouquet. She's giving it to herself because she knows that she, as like the gift that she is enough. She doesn't need to be anything more. She doesn't need to be bigger, right? She doesn't need to be brighter. She just needs to be true. Okay, we have the 8 of flipping hell, friends. I knew 8s were really relevant because when I started this one or the previous one, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I just saw 8 and it like pinged. We have the 8 of Cups, we have the 8 of Pentacles, and we have the 8 of Swords, which was really sticking to the alchemy. It landed on top of the alchemy lid, so it was really sticking there. And this is where I'll pull the alchemy because I feel that this is maybe where some resistance is happening. We have the Moon, we have Judgment, have the Star. Oh, wow. Okay. Sorry, friends, so much in the field. Beautiful reading for you. We have the Hermit. Okay, the Hermit was one of the cards that I sort of noticed first. Okay, but with all these 8s, keep working at it, right? Keep trusting. This is what the 8 of Pentacles is. It's trusting that what the seeds that you're planting are going to grow. Okay, you know how, I don't know if it's still works like this, but and I've never played one of these machines, but in casinos they have like I'm just gonna call it the slot, the kaching machines is what I like to call it, and you get 777. And I don't know when this message was. It could have been last year sometime, but there was this message that, and I'm just remembering it now, and I don't remember these messages, friends. Like once it's done, it's sort of out of my memory, unless it finds me. But what I'm remembering now is that you are like the missing seven, and you're 0808, and you're choosing to be that missing seven. So these eights are in conjunction with this seven of wands, this you holding your light, you knowing that you are enough. This is something you've never done before. Okay, it's something you've never done before. You've somehow, for much of your life, felt trapped by your circumstances, felt not seen, and sort of also not knowing where you should go, not knowing which direction is safe. That's the Eight of Swords. What do I want to see here? I'm just really being called to her. The swords are very tall. She is very tall. This is something that this belief, 911, 912, has been something like that you've been growing. It's been with you your whole life, right? This fear of, and this is fear of the unknown. It's like I'd rather stay here because, well, I know where the swords are. I know what the dangers are. I may feel trapped and may be really uncomfortable, but I know it and it's safe and I'm going to stay here. Okay. But the call, the desire, the Six of Wands energy, this desire to be seen, your truth, your light, everything that has come alive within you cannot be denied. And neither can your desire to co-create with source. I don't know, there's so much magic that I'm feeling here in the Seven of Wands, actually everywhere. But here you're planting seeds for the future. Triple one, not that the future exists. You're creating your future now. And in this trust, like this is something you've never done before. You're giving yourself permission to walk away from the cups. You no longer need these cups, these things that are known to sustain you, like these things that are known to keep you safe, because you know that whatever is on the other side of this is more than you could ever have hoped for, 144. And that's the level of trust that I feel that you are giving yourself permission to embody. And I don't know why I'm hearing the word wanderlust. I don't know, but hey, but what I'm feeling is like the crowd goes wild, and I get such confirmation here, like all eyes are on you. And it's really funny because I'm looking at this moon card. We also have the judgment card. Look at that reflection, right? It's like you've looked at your reflection and the star. In this star, for me, what I'm seeing, and it's just in this, in the context of this message, this feels very much like a black hole. Like you have been pouring your energy, pouring your light, pouring your wisdom into a place like that is non-resonant. It's not like, it's not really anywhere else. It's kind of stuck there. Okay, this is just in the context of this message. And the universe has been giving you like magic. And it's like you've either been keeping the magic, oh, sorry, touching the mic. I really hope today's sound is better. I'm working at it. I noticed the last few videos were a bit iffy. Sorry for that, friends. I just feel like there's been this space. We also have the Hermit card here. And this is something that is known to you. I love that there are, once again, it's like you're so held, you're so protected. There are candles leading and guiding you on this journey. Like I feel like this has been revealed to you so that you, this beautiful star, this beautiful holder of this light, that this beautiful beacon, can literally like turn around, like just shift your position, right? She's receiving from the universe. She's pouring in a black hole, a non-resonant space, and all she has to do, we can't see what's on the other side. Can't see what's on the other side. We don't know how it's going to be received. We don't know. She knows how it's going to be received there. Is to just turn around and start pouring there. This is about your gifts. This is, okay, Chira, you choosing alchemy cards for them too. Interesting. Friends, he's not normally this active. So for whomever you are, spirit animals, I don't know, there's huge support. There's huge support. You're seeing your reflection. You're seeing all the reflections. I feel like this is one of these. Okay, you may not see what I see, but I'm going to try and show it to you anyway. There, it looks like two eyes, a face, hands, like, or those could be the hands. There's the shoulders, hands, a body, like something behind her. Okay. She's seeing the reflections of everything. We have the, like the moon and the star, guys. Like, this is divine timing. This is planetary alignment. Whatever you are experiencing, whatever you are seeing right now. Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. Let me just move the cat off the table. Chiro. Okay. As I said, not normally this active, so I don't know. Maybe he'll be quiet on my lap. Friends, this is source at work. Like, this is where my human would once go, oh God, no, it's so messy. There's a cat. Oh, blah blah blah. Like, who's gonna watch that? And then I realized it doesn't matter at all. If you're meant to receive, you'll receive. If the message is for you, you'll watch. No matter what my hair looks like, if I brush my teeth, if I'm drinking tea, if I've got makeup on, if the lighting's right, like, for whomever needed to hear that, like, none of the conditions matter unless you make them matter. Okay, then they'll matter to you and to the reflection of you. Okay, so speaking about reflections, I feel like I don't even know what to say here, what this is. It's just this intrinsic, it's almost like an arm, like a shoulder. I don't know, but it's this intrinsic web of all that you thought you were, all that you pretended to be. It's been unraveling, it's been revealed by the moon, and these little wolves, they're howling. Like, it's, I love that this is a lobster, because what comes through here, and it's a message I heard somewhere else initially, and then it's something that's come through here a few times. But lobsters are designed to crack open their shells, like they have to. At some point in time, they have to crack open their shells, and then they are vulnerable, shellless. They don't even really have pincers that work, and they have to survive in this state under the ocean with all these predators. And then there's actually no, like, how do I say this? They can grow to any size. They're not hindered by a specific size. Like, they just grow as big as they want to past that stage. Like, they grow their new shell and then they just grow, but they're really, really vulnerable. And it's like, you're ready to be vulnerable. You're ready to be seen. Where's this moon card? Like, you're done in the 3D. Chiro agrees. You're done in the 3D. Like, he's howling with these moons and these wolves in celebration of you, like, going into the unknown, walking away from the 3D. Like, there's your light, there's your shadow, and like, it may seem dark where you're going, the liminal, and it may seem unknown, okay, but like, you know what's known. You've been eating, drinking from these cups. you've been feeling comfortable in uncomfortable spaces. You've been staring at your reflection, wondering when you're finally going to see the being that you are. And like, you've been seeing it. Like, I feel like you have now seen beyond the reflection. You've seen beyond the echo. You've, like, you know what matters, you know what doesn't, you know that you're the point, and now is the point, and all you have to do is be here and now, creating the connection for magic to happen. I'm gonna just pull, I'm being called to pull a clarifier on this star, because the star was red and I needed to be noted, not in a traditional tarot way. But that is how I felt called to read it today. Okay. I'm just gonna see, it's both Knight of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. They're not the cards that want to come through, but they do want themselves known that movement is required, like a shift, a change, like a change in direction. So what card wants to come through here? The Five of Swords and the Six of Swords. Okay, the Five of Swords is often about conflict, choosing your battles. Okay. One is light, one is dark. Obviously, in this deck, one is light, one is dark. But it's like choosing no longer to engage with this darkness. And I love that she's carrying a baby. I don't know, because I feel like she's, what that signifies or symbolizes for me is that when you're steering your ship in this new direction, because that's what the Six of Swords is, changing direction, changing to a resonant direction, still into the unknown, not knowing where the hell you're going, but going anyway because it's where it feels resonant to go, right? You're no longer, there's no, the wound within you no longer needs to engage in this. It no longer needs feeding. You know what I mean? Like you've seen everything. It doesn't mean that there isn't a desire or an inclination or a whatever, an initial, oh, let me engage in that, but there's, your alchemy is so alive that you're like, no, I know, I just need to push back against this past version of me so that I can allow myself to be the me that I truly am and lead my ship in a new direction. And this baby feels so like, just, I do not know what to put words to or how to put words to it, but it feels like you're carrying future generations with you in this this trajectory, this new earth. I'm just going to call it like new earth trajectory, 5D trajectory. And abundance, friends, is coming through as soon as you like make friends. It's like make friends with, take it how it resonates, make friends with the illusion. And that does not mean like, hey, illusion, come here, I'm going to play with you. It's like, hey, you were meant to be, you're here for something, you're like, you're a laboratory that I get to tinker with. Like, you're beginning to see reality for what it is, a reflection of you. And you're tinkering in your laboratory, right? The shadow, I feel like for some of you, your shadow self may be, how do I put this? There may be like, your shadow self may be coming up like in forms of memories or dreams or like things that you've done. Okay, I don't know why, but let me just pick these alchemy cards up. But I feel like some of you are really at this time being confronted to 202 with like the past you. Maybe people are bringing it up, right? Maybe you put yourself out there and some people that know your past history are like using it as ammunition against you, type thing, like that type of energy. And this is really where, ta-da, you're so beyond it, right? Because the past doesn't exist and it only matters if you make it matter. So this shadow, whatever shadow parts of you is being reflected, it's like if you didn't do those things, if you didn't have those aspects of yourself, you would not be the magical being. You would not be able to be like the magical being that you came here to be. Like your magic would be, your light wouldn't be as bright. Your magic would be diminished. You wouldn't be able to assist as many people. Your alchemy, your story, your chemistry, everything, like, just wouldn't be what it is. And it's magical. It's ineffable. With like, and once again, it's like I'm being called to this darkness, right? Is it a frog? What is it? Oh, it's a flower. It's a flower, and there's a bee. But like, we wouldn't be able to see this glimmer like that. Like, we wouldn't be able to see without that dark background. So this is definitely, in part, befriending the shadow, like 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm gonna pull on the 8 of Swords because I feel like, okay, swords, yeah, okay. The comfortability, the reason why some of you may be feeling more inclined to like to stay where you are, because it's, you know, it's known, it's comfortable, you know exactly how good it'll be, how bad it'll be, and you know how to deal with it because you've been dealing with it and surviving it for however long you've been surviving it for. That's you not befriending your shadow. That's kind of you going, oh, I deserve to be here. I don't, there's a part of you that's kind of going, oh, I deserve this because I did X, Y, Z, because I did X, Y, Z, because I didn't do X, Y, Z. This is something that I deserve. So I feel like that's what Source is really speaking to. It's like really looking at that part of you that feels that you deserve anything other than fucking miracles, magic, love, laughter, joy, abundance. Okay? This Neptune card just keeps coming, so I will read it today, but I am pulling another alchemy card. Okay. When this, I'm not going to read, but when the synchronicity card comes out, it's like synchronicities are really going to be all around you, and they may be coming in mysterious ways. Maybe not just angel numbers, maybe seeing like 3 red cars. I don't know why, but 3 red cars, or like, I don't know, like having a thought and suddenly like bells going off, or like a chorus of dogs barking. Like synchronicities are going to be happening in different ways. Okay. And then we have sap of the moon plant. I love, once again, it's dark, it's shadow, it's moon, and we've got a lot of like this reflection, right? That's even in this judgment card. It would have to be in the moonlight for her to truly be seeing her reflection like that, in it, like a dark pool of water. Okay. So there is this like dark reflection. Okay, I'm going to read Sap of the Moon Plant first. And I feel like this also really came through really recently, like a day or 2 ago. Nocturnal sacred water of the unconscious. Succus lunaria is an ancient substance said to be born of water, plant, and moonlight. This elixir develops in the depths of night and is thus a metaphor for the wellspring of the unconscious. When this alchemical magic is afoot, it's all about dreams. The answer you are seeking will not come from the intellect nor the opinion of others. It will surface from the depths as if rising from the ancient waters of your memory. The work is to rest, restore, and awaken your celestial senses. Do this by pausing, by releasing your grip. The sap of the moon plant signifies you are in deep territory of destiny and the imagination. This is a mythic moment. The dream is waiting to show itself, but awaits your sincere invitation. Ask and rest, all will be revealed. Track your dreams for the next 3 nights. To ponder the divine feminine. I love this because we have this rise of the divine sacred feminine at this time. It's like never been here on earth before. Or so I've heard. And that resonated, so hey. Okay, sap of the moon plant is said to be linked to the pineal gland and can be increased by the practice of meditation. Sitting for a few moments in the evening is especially beneficial. Yeah, I love to sit under the moon when the weather allows. There are many names for the sacred elixir: soma, nectar, aqua vita, aqua nostra, the venom ardens, to name a few. Remember, dreams are the mother tongue of humanity. No, really, friends, like I've actually been meaning to get a light so that I can come and, well, see if it works and I can record outside with you guys at night. But it's wintertime here and I don't do cold at all. So I often you guys will. This time I'm unshowered and I hope that this mic is going to be okay today. But I really feel like the mic has been flipped for the last, I'm going to say 6 recordings. Like weird stuff's been happening with the mic. Like it's been falling off, it's been disappearing. The sound quality hasn't been good. And friends, I'm hearing, being confirmed in my body, like there are no accidents. And while my human is really, really sorry that the sound quality hasn't been up to its usual standard, I also know that this message is for you. Like, you're not speaking your truth. You're not allowing yourself to be heard. It's your voice is the one that needs to be heard. 293. Okay. And Neptune. By the way, it opened here on Luna, the moon. And I love that Luna is actually the second, my child's, well, her name is Emma Luna Grace. She was born during an interesting moon cycle. But the moon, mystery, receptivity, intuition. Okay. Whatever is being reflected to you at this time, it's really special. Okay. It's liberating. Divinity, mysticism, seeking. Neptune is the mystic's planet. Its transcendent energy projects towards the heavens. When the Neptune card appears, the seeker archetype is activated and doors to new dimensions open. A voice whispers from beyond the earthly plane, perhaps calling you to a pilgrimage or new spiritual practice. Or you may experience a meditative bliss beyond your wildest dreams. Divinity has arrived, whether you call it nirvana, samadhi, enlightenment, or good old serenity. Amidst your spiritual awakening, remember that ultimately the work is not about you. The work is about what's bigger than you. Stay grounded in that reality and you're likely to... Ooh, friends, I am so sorry. There we go. You know, it's one of those. Here's Neptune. The work is about what's bigger than you. Stay grounded in that reality and you're likely to avoid Neptune's pitfalls of narcissism and escapism. History shows us examples of spirituality turned madness, so keep your woo-woo tendencies in balance with a little selfless service. Pick up a spiritual text that you haven't read in a while. Reread it as if for the first time. Forgiveness is medicine. Neptune, Jupiter, and Pluto are said to be gods and brothers reigning over the heaven, the earth, and the underworld. Respectfully, which brother do you identify with the most? Recall the first moment you experienced Neptune's energy, perhaps a godlike encounter when you were young. There is a key in this memory. Write about it today. I am just being called to take 1 or 2 of these for you guys. The aspirant, ambition, diligence, setbacks. Challenges and like setbacks are not necessarily reasons to stop. There's sometimes reasons to pause, reflect, and it's not really a setback at all. There are no setbacks. Oh, wow. Well, I kind of love this because there's a sword going through a crown. The king, control, reversal of fortune. I feel like when you are wearing the crown, trying to be who you're not, right? You're reversing your fortune. Okay, friends, I'm being called to end today's transmission right there. Just expect like unexpected synchronicities. That's what I keep hearing. Like, Source is ready. Okay. Source is ready to surprise you. I don't know what that means. But please, if Source does surprise you in some beautiful, surprising ways, or should I say, when Source surprises you in these beautiful, unexpected ways, please come back to this video and share, because I would love to hear. And I'm sure everybody else would too. So blessings and love, magical one. Thank you for co-creating this message with me. Thank you for being the fucking amazing being that you are. Like, I know with whom I speak. Like, I know that in many ways you should not be standing at all. And the fact that you are, and like that you are where you are, is like a testament to the world. So, with so much love in my heart for you, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.